Good morning YouTube. So we are back. It is currently 5:15 in the morning. Just got up, weighed myself, relieved myself, and I'm now going to go for my fasted walk. 3-4k fasted steps in, get boxed off straight away, lowering the tone so I don't wake anybody up. But nice early morning, got plenty to do today. We're in for plenty of check-ins to get done. I think I've got about 10 or 11 check-ins to get sorted after this walk, but walk's a priority first. I like to get myself set out, walk straight away, hydrated, creatine, glutamine, catalyst, but let's get that boxed off and then I'll check back in with you once I have got back from my walk and about to do check-ins. Then I'll box the check-ins off and then I'll clock back in when it's pre-workout time, the goat bowl. So let's get after it, people. Another day to go, but let's begin it. But anyways, engineered shaker, the best in the game, as we know. Don't mind the pile of shit in the corner either, because that's going to the tip today. That's all me shit supplements. Not shit supplements, like me shit. That didn't sound the best, like, did it? But anyways. So 500ml. Going straight in on the hydration. As we do, keeping it consistent every day. Water intakes tracked every day. Salt intakes tracked every day. We try to keep every variable as consistent as we can, because consistency pays off in the end, and you should know this. But L-glutamine going in, creatine going in, then what flavour catalyst are we using today? We've got watermelon fizz. This is my other supplement collection. I think I might go with lychee today. This is actually goated flavour, but catalyst in general, the flavours, top tier, absolutely goated behaviour on the flavours. But I've got watermelon fizz, OG cherry coconut, lychee. I've had pineapple passion. Pineapple passion still holds top spot for me. That is an absolute game changer. That's one of the best tasting, if not the best tasting hydration I've ever tasted in my life. Then you've got what's in second? I've probably put lychee second so far. Then coconut. Coconut's very strong coconut. There's not much cherry in it, but there is a strong taste of coconut, but it is lovely, very refreshing, especially if you're doing it like for the mornings, doing it in the morning and then doing it the night before, and then putting it in the fridge overnight, letting it chill. It's the exact same with putting your intra workout in the freezer like an hour before you train. Don't step on it. It is absolute goated behaviour if you're doing that, and it makes just the session, especially with the hot weather, keeping you hydrated and everything like that, phenomenal. But that's the morning hydration drink sorted. Where's he gone? There it is. Got that big bag of Optimum Nutrition Vanilla Whey Protein. I won it at Nabba and I've still not touched it yet. But I do need to try it because I've run out of my vanilla from ASN. But ASN's vanilla is the goat as well. But that's hydration made. Then the walk is about to go down. So let's get out of the walk. Mental benefits of the walk, why not? Start your day off right, dopamine rushes straight away, mental gain of actually doing something you probably don't want to do first thing in the morning. But let's get it underway and I'll catch you back in after check-ins probably, but let's get after it, people. And we are so back, people. So we have dusted the walk off this morning, so 4k fasted steps, give or take. Hydration, check-ins have been dusted off, 10 check-ins boxed off this morning. Everybody is absolutely flying. New starters are getting used to it. I will throw up some stories, and I will sit down later in the video and I'll have some sort of images side by side, because you need to see their progress, because they are absolutely flying. But anyways, it's pre-workout time, so weighing out my salt as usual, as I do every day, because salt needs to stay consistent. So I have 6 grams of low salt, 8 grams of pink salt on a training day, so you're getting the benefits from both the sodium from the pink salt and the potassium from the low salt, and that just keeps me hydrated and balanced throughout the day really. So that's 14 grams in total throughout the full day, which will just be shared across, I have 6 meals a day, so that'll get shared across 5 of the meals roughly, give or take, because I don't have it in my yogurt meal, because you're a bit of a wrong-un if you have salt in your yogurt meal. But that's that. But it's time for pre-workout. Salt's dished out in my little trusty tub. Then it's pre-workout time to be made. Obviously, the goat that is going in. This flavour is unbeaten. You cannot beat this flavour one bit. The absolute goat out there. But anyways, let's get sorted, and I'll catch up with you once the pre-workout is made. So, we are back at it. The pre is being made, just chopping up the banana now, which I'll give you a quick look at in a minute, but just giving you a quick insight into what is of the occurrence today. So plan of action, train, well, eat this, probably watch a bit of YouTube before we go and train, bit of Delts Arms, bit of Shams going in today, no daft. Light session for a Saturday. Usual split that runs at the moment is Monday is upper, Tuesday is lower, rest Wednesday, Thursday upper B, Friday lower B, Saturday Delts Arms. Very small top up on delts on a Saturday though. I think it's three biceps, 3 triceps, main movements as we do, which I'm going to record today, which I'll probably end up doing a voiceover for, but that's primarily majority of that. Then we will get stuck into the rest of the day. Like I mentioned earlier, got that wedding ceremony, the whey drips going in, as you do. But pre-workout is 100 grams of rice-based carbs in total. So 50 grams of Trained by JP Oatso Creamy custard cream flavour. The absolute goat, by the way, I must say. But I also pair that 50-50 with ASN's rice pudding. I don't know why. I tried it coming out of prep because the Oatso Creamy came out just as I was about to leave prep, pretty much. But I didn't end up having it in prep because I didn't want to fuck up me peaks or anything like that going into shows. But JP's custard cream flavour is the go. You cannot beat it at all. But no scraps left unturned either. Gotta make the most out of every nut that you get. That is a joke. I'm not as much as a pleb as what some people may think. But anyways, that's all made. Doesn't look so appetising in general, but as you can see, banana. So 100 grams of, 50 grams of Oatso Creamy, 50 grams of ASN rice pudding, 10 grams of dark chocolate, about 2.5 grams of salt. But obviously it's just in a pot and I just share that equally throughout the day as I do. It's only in peak weeks where I'm fully measuring out for each meal to prioritise that look. But anyways, 10 grams of dark chocolate, 100 grams of banana, 30 grams of whey. Then obviously the goated Lando Norris to wash it down with. And obviously sups that go in with meal one as well, like I couldn't actually tell you off the top of my head what it is, what I'm taking at the moment, but it's like your fish oils, Peak Hydration by JP, berberine, turmeric, curcumin, what else? I think one red krill oil, one magnesium complex to get your elemental magnesium in. And there is a couple more, but I will eventually sit down and go through all that. But time to get this smashed off. As good as ever, absolute gold this meal. And then it's time to train. We are back at it, people. The post-workout meal has been smashed in. Absolutely divine as usual. But the supplements that are going in with meal one. So we have 2 calcium citrate, 1 times berberine, 1 times turmeric curcumin complex, magnesium complex to get the elemental magnesium, 1 times NAC, 3 times omega-3 fish oils for the EPAs and DHAs, then a 1 red krill oil, and 6 times of Train by JP Peak Hydration, just to complement my hydration a little bit more, as if I don't take enough. So I mean, hydration throughout the day fully for me obviously comes from my sodium, potassium, from my low salt and pink salt. Obviously all the micronutrients throughout all the veg that I'm eating and the foods in general. We also have 2 servings of Catalyst a day plus 1 serving of Train by JP hydration in the intra workout as well, which I will run through once it comes to it, once I get ready to go and train in a minute. But that's all on lock. We can't miss on a DMAC post going down straight away in the books this morning. So straight back at it. Monster going in down the chute, but I will catch you back probably after training, and I'll run through my training session because I don't think it's going to be a mic'd up session today. It'll probably be a little bit busier in the gym with it being an earlier Saturday morning, but I'm getting my session out the way today. But let's get after it, people. Yeah, we have it, people. We are back again. I keep on saying I'm going to go and train, but then I keep on forgetting I've got to record more things. So this is going to be like a bit more of like a day in the life by the looks of it. But anyways, the intra workout cocktail of dreams is being made. So starting off with just 5 grams of L-glutamine. Oh, perfect. As you do, it doesn't get better than that, does it? 5 grams of creatine, both in the morning in the hydration drink, but also 5 grams in the intra workout as well, just to get that proportions right throughout the day. 5 grams of that, ideal. Then we have melon and apple JP hydration going in. So this is 10 grams of this going in alongside all of the other hydration that I have, as I've just mentioned on the previous bit. So that is 10 grams of that going in. Perfect again. Then we have ESN Hydroload. So this is the intra-workout carbs that we have in, but the good thing that I like about this, it's got a hydration formula as the part of it as well. So you're getting your added electrolytes from this product. So your sodium, chloride, potassium, magnesium, and your calcium. I always forget that one. Don't know why. It's always the one that I forget. But there's 30 grams of this going in for the added carbs throughout the session. Keep that energy performance up throughout the session and not missing. Because especially when the sessions get a little bit longer, sweating a little bit more, you need that added hydration and you need the carbs to keep your session fueled and pumped as much as you can. A lot of people underestimate how important an intra workout actually is. But we've got the EAAs here. So there's 20 grams of this going in, which is the added protein bonus just throughout while we're training. Always get dusty as fuck with that. It just sticks to your hands when you put your hand in to get the scoop out. It's like a little hookah duck when you're trying to find the scoop in there. And then also add in a little bit extra salt in the mix in the intra workout for the added pumps. And again, if we're sweating like the weather's hot at the moment, added sodium in potassium, in every other electrolyte. Goes a lot further than what you'd expect. But let's give this a little shake. This doesn't tend to mix very well, I must say, because of the amount of powders that are in it. But every time I've drank it, I've just got to shake it a little bit in the gym, and it sort of mixes it all through. But anyways, and that is the inter-workout. I will fill up the top with water as well, just before I go to train. But anyways, that's about 750ml, 800ml going in there. And that's the inter-workout cocktail. And that will keep my sessions at the maximum performance that they need to be at. And eventually, I am going to go and train now. So let's get back to it. I'm going to record some clips, sit down after, review them all, and I'll get back to you. And we are so back, people. So, Delts Arms has been complete. Absolute stunning session going down. Pumped up massively. Let's get it. Great session, recorded it as well, so that will be added to this video soon. You will see the training clips and getting done. Post workout time now, so going with ESN rice pudding just on its own today. Usually I would have chicken, jasmine rice, frozen mango, raisins, and 3 caramel Snacker Jacks, but I just haven't got a prep today because I've got quite a busy day, so I was going to have this instead because I fancied it, and this is also in the plan in case I fancy it, but this is just on a rare occasion because I don't want too much whey meals, just so I don't have too much of an impact on my digestion going forward, because that would mean obviously when I have this meal it would be quite a lot of whey protein going into your body, which I don't ideally want as much as I would prefer. And I would have this bowl of rice pudding day in, day out. We can't have too much and we need to stick to it. But anyways, on to the hardest part of the day, actually deciding what flavour I'm going to have from my collection of flavour powders. Carrot cake, designer flavour powder, Spectaries flavour powder, 2 absolute staples. These are the goats of flavour powder. Can't beat either of them. But I think I'm going to go with, I'm going to make a carrot cake on the day. Full cinnamon flavour, which I will be going with the cereal milk whey from Train by JP. So I usually put in about 5 to 6 grams of flavour powder. Just does the job nice and easily. Back to my collection of shit. Then I will give this a quick whiskeroo, get this sorted, and I'll catch you back once it's made. And we are back, people. Post-workout has been acquired. Whey paste is just about to be added to finish off the job. This is a goated flavour combo, I can't lie. Cereal milk whey, carrot cake flavour powder in the rice pudding. Arguably one of the best pre-workouts, post or pre-workouts you can possibly have, because rice-based carbs from the pre-workout, very easily digestible carbs, get into your system, broken down as quick as possible, replenishing your glycogen stores adequately from the session that you've just trained in. Don't mind me just getting the absolute scraps out of this bowl because I still haven't passed the licking the balls stages yet. But appetite's in a great spot. Exactly where I want it to be to continue growing. Food responding very well. Everything perfect. So there we have it. And to finish off, another goat. Tesco, get yourself out there. Ground sweet cinnamon. The game changer for toppers when it comes to any sort of rice pudding, cream of rice, anything out there. You physically cannot beat cinnamon at all. I've just realised I've missed a key part. The raisins. Natural sugars from the raisins. One of the best. This and dates is possibly one of the best forms of low volume carbs that you can possibly imagine in your life, because they're such high in carbs for the amount of volume of food that you're getting is phenomenal. Plus you're getting the natural sugars in, which is great for post-workout, because obviously you've depleted quite a lot of your stores throughout training. But anyways, there is the finished product, the absolute goat. What is good, people? So we are back, we're ready, showered, post-workout's been eaten, we're ready to go. Now it's simple, shirt and shorts set, with the Birks on. Now daft, but we're going to this sort of ceremony thing. I couldn't tell you what it is. It's some sort of, I don't know whether that's like renewing vowels or vows, not vowels. But short and sweet little clip, but let's get it, people. Looking smart, looking dapper. Let's get after it. And we are back, people. Back looking dapper as ever, as it should be. You're probably thinking whereabouts I was going, because I look like I probably belonged in a Marbella beach club. But anyways, no, I went to some sort of renewing vows. I've done it again. Renewing vows sort of ceremony, or wedding ceremony, whatever it was. It was a bit of a strange one, but different aspects of life, you see. But we are happy where we are. We are still streamlining through the day, back doing some more work, setting up some plans as we are. Another new client coming on, a very exciting one as well, actually. Good powerlifting background Joe has, so very strong foundations have been built so far. Get this plan rocked up to him, get this built up for him, get things started and get the ball rolling straight away. In terms of the ceremony, I'm just going to touch on a few things. Was there a buffet on today? Yes, there was. Did I touch the buffet? No. Why? Because I didn't need to. And that is where a lot of people fall down. Did you need to do something that you chose to do? And are you acting on your emotions because in that moment you feel a little bit hungry, so because that food is just available to you to just indulge in straight away, are you just dropping everything that you're working towards just to have that sole enjoyment in that food? That dopamine rush that you get from literally that second something's in your mouth has just ruined your long-term goal going forward. So depending on how big your aspirations are and how far you actually want to go in life, determines how strong your mindset needs to be at that point in time. Because if you're going to out buffets or parties or whatever it may be, and there's food on the go, there's drinks on the go, whatever, and you choose to have that food, you are therefore acting on your emotions in that moment, because one, you're either hungry, or two, you just haven't got a strong enough mindset to hold yourself back, and three, you just don't actually want your goals as much as what you really think you do. Because if you really wanted them goals, would you do it? No, you wouldn't. Exactly. So things that hold me back from doing shit like that, like, I mean, I don't even need to hold myself back. If I don't want to do something, I won't do it. I took my meals with us, took my salt with us, took everything with us in my cooler bag that I've got. That literally goes everywhere with us. But meals were prepped, went out, took the meal with us, took me hydration again, took me fluids. Everything was just there. So I knew when my meal time came, I could go and have that meal with no problems whatsoever. And that is where a lot of people fall and just drop in that little hole of just losing out on progress and just in the moment, enjoying the moment. Yes, you can still enjoy the moment, but just be present. You don't have to be present and be with somebody else or be with family and enjoy yourself. Doesn't mean you need to indulge in all the shite that is on a buffet or out on a meal. Like, there's a million ways that you can fix these sorts of things and just overcome them and just keep your progress steady and maintained going forward and keeping it linear. Because yes, progress will never go up on a straight or down a straight, whichever way you're going, whether you're in a diet or a growth phase, it's never going to go up. It will always go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You'll see that in every sort of
line chart or anything across any sort of industry or business, whatever it comes to, nothing is ever as linear and perfect as it seems. Like, this is where the problem with social media comes down to it, because social media has sort of brainstormed everyone into thinking everything's perfect now, which is not. Which is what I want to do, is show everyone the days where not everything's perfect, not everything's great. You'll have downfalls, you'll make mistakes, but if you knew how many times you were actually going to fail, would you fail? Or would you make that decision? Would you stop what you were doing if you knew how many times you were going to fail going forward? No, you wouldn't, because you would keep on failing and failing and failing until eventually that switch flicked and suddenly it just works. And that's just life. Things just happen whenever they happen. You can't force things on like that. But that's enough of that ramble going on. People will progress when people want to progress, and people know who have the big aspirations and long-term goals in life, they will get to where they want to get to because of their actions that they take on a day-to-day basis. But I thought I would run over my training today. So we were in for a bit of arms today, bit of shoulders and arms. Absolute phenomenal session. You cannot beat these types of sessions. So started off on a single arm tricep push down, cable at the top, D handle, and literally, as you can see on the video, keeping it really steady going forward. One thing that I've changed on my training massively at the moment is controlling the eccentric movement. So on this tricep push down, one thing that I'm trying to focus on is that upwards movement to be as slow and controlled as much as possible, to create as much tension on the tricep as much as I can, holding that squeeze, like that stretch at the top, and driving explosiveness down to the underside, and just maintaining that same tempo every rep. As soon as you start to shift your body around to get reps and finish reps, just drop the fucking weight. You shouldn't be lifting it at that point, because once you start bringing other muscles into the mix and trying to overcompensate for other parts, this is when you will take all tension away from where you're trying to focus. But moving into the next exercise, which is single arm preacher curl. This is a absolute game changer of a movement for your biceps. Complete isolation all the way through your biceps. Again, keeping that eccentric, very slow and controlled. Getting that stretch throughout the full range of motion. Slight pause at the weakest, which is at the bottom. And as we come up, what I tend to do for my biceps, which is a massive tip going forward, but imagine, don't physically do it, but as you're sort of in that movement, try to sort of externally rotate your wrists outwards and your palms outwards, to imagine you're trying to touch your pinky with your touch your forehead with your pinky, and this drives straight tension in stimulus into your bicep as you're curling upwards, and sort of keep that tension inwards and gripping the pad with your pinky going forwards. So that is that for the bicep curls. Then we moved straight into a Smith machine GM press. Again, pure control is needed within this sort of movement. It's basically just a really low incline bench press, but a much closer grip. So you're putting a lot more tension within the triceps instead of the chest. Again, full extension at the top, because your triceps are activated through full extension. Once that tension's raised, obviously change your direction, slowing down the direction, holding with a micro pause on the bottom of the rep, and exploding out, and just driving momentum straight into the triceps, not your chest. The closer you are on the grip to what is comfortable for you, you don't need to be literally fucking touching your hands like that. I still hold quite a decent grip, probably about 2 fists apart on within the bar, and that's that. Then from the JM press, we moved into a single arm alternating dumbbell hammer curl. That sounds like a bit of a pickle, that name, but you do get what I mean. Again, the weights on these sorts of exercises now are complete levels above what they were last week. The food's obviously doing the job. My weight in general, body weight, is flying up as it should be. but still keeping quite tidy as it should. But the weights in general, like yesterday, as you can see on this clip here from yesterday's lower B session, straight leg deadlifts, I'm up 20 kilo in 1 week, but also match reps from the last week. So this was 160 for, I think off the top of my head, 6 or 7 reps. I may have that wrong, but that's the most of what was covered there. But anyways, back into the normal session, single arm dumbbell curls. These again, just driving as much stimulus into the bicep as much as I can. Imagine that driving that pinky into the forehead to get as much stimulus through the biceps as you're tensing through the reps. Again, pure control. I'm not just swinging them around for the crack, because again, if you were doing that, you're taking all the tension away from the biceps and overcompensating by the use of your forearms, delts, whatever it may be, with you just swinging. Momentum is needed at very, very specific points in training, but when you're trying to gain quality, strong muscles that are going to stick around for a long time and actually look fucking good on stage, you need to control your reps. But anyways, going from a single arm dumbbell hammer curl, we went into a sort of overhead extension with the daisy chain attachment, which it's a quite a not vulnerable, quite a movement that you need some quite a stability for it, because when you're in that sort of position, just maintaining that constant tension on the tricep without letting your elbow sort of flare out, and just keeping it in that like same position throughout the full reps, especially when you're trying to move weight. I cannot go heavy on this. I physically can't, and I don't care about what weights I lift at all. I'll always lift now. I did have that ego not too long ago, but completely switching over now and just leaving that ego outside of the gym, because an ego doesn't belong in the gym. Egos belong to dickheads who just think they're better than you or they're better than anybody else. But in this movement specifically, all I'm trying to do is get that full extension on the tricep while also getting a massive, massive controlled stretch on the eccentric, and just holding it out as much as I possibly can. But moving from the daisy chain overhead extension, we then moved into a facing away from the stack bicep, like a Bayesian curls, which is, I'm sure, the actual term for them. These curls are absolute destroyers for your biceps. These will grow absolute watermelons on your arms. The pure stimulus you get from this exercise alone is just mind-numbing. Like, literally, it is disgraceful, the pumps you get from this. So, key pointers to take from this is just keeping that elbow fixed in that one position, ever so slightly past. So you've got your side, your elbow needs to be ever so slightly behind you, and slightly sort of not fully flared out, but I'd say in between about 45 to 30 degrees flared out, and just keeping that tension all the way through. And again, pinkies to forehead, remember that. That's a game changer now when you're going to be doing biceps. Pinkies to forehead, and just driving as much force through them biceps as you can, while also keeping a controlled eccentric again, and a controlled stretch, micro pause on the stretch, then exploding back out on the concentric. Is that the right word, Eccentric, concentric. Yes, concentric movements. In just keeping that explosiveness and slow, controlled eccentric nature throughout all of your lifts will make a huge difference in how you feel that muscle moving. And it has made a huge impact on my training in just overall stimulus, actually focusing on the area of that I'm trying to train at the time, and just overall working what I need to be working and feeling the muscle that I'm working as well. But that is that session wrapped up. I did actually finish on lateral raises, which I will pop up, and then I will also pop up here some little post-workout posing as well, which I'm hoping did the job. First time using the camera to do some posing. So if it's no good, I will be going straight back to my phone just for the posing photos and the posing shots, but I will add some up in the future going ahead. So you can see what the look's getting like, how we are progressing through the off season. But that's all wrapped up. I'm going to get this plan boxed off and sent out. And that's that for the main majority of the day. And we'll see what comes tonight. Let's have it, people. So, I thought I would give a quick little insight into how the lads are getting on at the moment. So, this week's check-ins have absolutely blown out the water again. Week in, week out, we are seeing these changes happen. People are winning. Lads are making their goals just achievable week in, week out. And people are seeing considerable, massive differences just on a weekly basis. But, quick shout out to the likes of Sam. So, if I quickly just take my face tracking off, move this over to one side so I can put some pictures up. So what we have, Sam, this is Sam when he started, and then I will put a picture next to Sam about where he is at now. Sam completed a full diet phase a few months ago. Now we are well into the growing phase. He is fucking eating dumbbells for breakfast by the looks of it. His arms are substantially grown. He is just flying through this phase as it comes, while also maintaining the social aspect of his life, which is exactly what we wanted. Enjoying himself on a weekly basis, doing what he needs to do, also breaking toes in the meantime, which he's really good at by the sounds of it. So that actually happened at the first week of his off season, so that wasn't ideal, but we worked around it and done what we could at the time. But going forward as well, we have Tom Swift, who is, again, this lad's body is a furnace. So his carbs, his calories in general are absolutely flying. So this was Tom when he started. This is Tom now. This is only about 2 or 3 weeks difference. His food has been increasing on a weekly basis. I can't put any more food into this kid's body without him burning through it. He's burning through food on a weekly basis. He's even having double calorie refeeds on weekends, and he's still burning through it, especially with an extremely stressful job as a mechanic and running his own business, which comes with its own stress of working with employees, which he has covered a lot. He does have quite a stressful week in the whole grand scheme of things. Sleep gets affected with hay fever, so we're trying to manage that as much as we can, but in general, just managing stress and trying to keep that as low as possible while maintaining a very, very strong foundation built physique, which he's built through the years of powerlifting, etc. But his physique will be absolutely different levels once he's a bit more skinned. And moving on, we have Lewis again, another very, 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 very stressful job that he has on a weekly basis. This lad is in and out the country fucking daily nearly, but he still manages to stick on plan and do what he needs to do. He was very, very, he's a very motivated individual. One thing that works great with Lewis is his communication and honesty. His communication on a weekly basis, telling us where he's going, what's around him, what gyms are doing, what he's training like. His check-ins are on point every week, and he's just making progress because he's adapting to what he can. He's speaking to us so we can both plan out exactly what his week's going to look like, what's around him, what food he could have, and just all in all, whether his gym training is going to change, whether we can do stuff in the hotels, what can we fix, what can we do to just work around what we've got. And that is just all it comes down to, just communication and honesty and building from that point forward. Week in, week out, we're seeing changes in Lewis's physique. This week, his fucking quad lines have came through massively, which is great to see. His midsection is toning in and coming in very, very nicely. But all in all, outstanding physique. All new starters this week as well are absolutely flying. Over the past 2 weeks, I've had a good few starters start up. Kenneth, Max, David, all down here. They're all flying and getting into good routines and habits going forward, which is exactly what we want to build. First initial phase is building good habits and getting rid of bad ones. Whether that's waking up and going to sleep at the right time so your sleep routine's on point, because if you can't nail the basics, it's pointless going any further and doing the harder shit and more complicated shit if you can't get them in place to start with. So sleep, nutrition, recovery, training, all stem down to the basics and getting them right and spot on first thing before advancing to the more technical stuff that 99% of people do not need, but your choice. You do with what you want to do, and you do with what you can. It's not my decision to make, but again, nailing the basics is what we work on to start with, getting the right habits in place, cardio, fasted steps in general, morning and nighttime routines, eating habits, eating routines, variability, anything. We work with you on it all, just so you can prioritise as much as you can on a daily basis and get things done at the right time. But everybody is absolutely flying. There is plenty more that I could gather and speak about, but that's all I'm going to speak about for today, and I'll keep some more for the other videos. But clients are flying, and that's all I need to say about that. What is good, my people? We are back wrapping up we'll call it a day in the life for the shits and the giggles, but that is a wrap. Look at the t-shirt tan. Oh, that's a bit that'll get you going, like, but we're looking good. We just had an off plan today as well, tonight. Brack Burger, if you know Brack Burger. If you don't know Brack Burger, get to know. Absolute lethal burger place. Is it just the northeast of England? I think so. But anyways, that is settled very, very nicely. Didn't go too overboard with it. Nice little double cheeseburger and fries. But wrap up the day. Nighttime subs going in, as they do. Dream sleep, trained by JP, and the rest of whatever I need. Spill a bit. But they are going in, and another 5 grams of glutamine. So that makes the daily totals of L-glutamine 20 grams daily and 10 grams of creatine daily. That's going in to finish the day. And likewise, I'll finish the vlog, video, whatever it may be here. But have a good weekend, people. Remainder of your weekend, whenever you watch this, have a good week. But let's smash it and let's get after it once again.